Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I thought that it would be fun to do a little Q&A so we can get to know each other since I haven't properly introduced myself. So that's what we're gonna do today. Before we get into the questions, I would love for y'all to drop like 2 or 3 things in the comments below about yourself so I can get to know you better because I think that'll be really fun. I posted a question box on my Instagram story and asked people to ask me questions. So I'm gonna just be answering all of the questions I got. First question, what is the biggest lesson you learned as a teenager slash in high school? That's a really good question. I feel like I learned so many things in high school. It was such a weird time for me though. Honestly, the first thing that comes to my mind is lean into the things that make you unique. Lean into the hobbies you're interested in. Lean into the things that just draw you in and be unique, be yourself, because I feel like there was so much pressure, at least when I was in high school, to fit in, say the right thing, be cool, be interested in the cool thing and interested in what everyone else is interested in, and have like a specific style. If you wear a certain thing, like you're not cool, and all those things. And now as an adult, I'm trying to undo all of that because I feel like as an adult, I'm like, okay, I'm coming back to myself and I want to find my style again. I want to lean back into the hobbies I used to be into. And all of these things, I feel like you just kind of revert back. And honestly, I feel like you're not gonna know 99% of the people you used to know in high school. 99% of them, once you graduate, you're probably never going to see them again. So why are you changing who you are and the things that you're interested in and the way that you want to dress and the way you want to show up in the world for the approval of people that aren't even going to be in your life once your whole adulthood starts, if that makes sense? Where is your favorite place you've ever traveled to? Honestly, I would say Greece, and Nafplio, Greece to be specific. I loved Nafplio. It was such a good city. Like, it wasn't huge, but it wasn't the smallest town, but it was right on the sea. I feel like the water was beautiful, the nature was beautiful, the architecture was insane, the people were so nice. I loved Nafplio so much. I want to go back so badly. And I would say second runner up would probably be Paris, France, just because it's iconic, it's a classic, and that city is, there's so much to that city, but Greece is still my number one. What music artist or band do you listen to that never gets old no matter how much you listen to it? Honestly, I need to broaden my music horizon this year. That is one of my little side goals because I don't listen to a ton of music, but I want to. I want to have good playlists for every single mood and just always have the vibes going. And so that's something I'm working on. But honestly, I'll have to say 1D is very nostalgic for me. So I feel like it kind of throws me back every time I listen to it and it never gets old, but I don't listen to it all of the time, if that makes sense. So I'll say 1D for that reason. Also, if you have really good playlists for like every mood, especially like upbeat, happy ones, because I get really sad if I listen to sad music, then send them my way. Send all your happy, fun, upbeat, good playlist, send them to me. Thank you. That'd be great. Are you going to have guests on your podcast? Yes, I would love to bring people on eventually. I think that would be so fun to, would be able to learn from people of different walks of lives, different views, all of those things, because I feel like there's something you can learn from everyone, and I love to learn. What makes you spark, and what is one thing you do to keep that? That's a fun one. Okay, I feel like I honestly spark the most when I'm consistently learning, when I'm learning new things, because I kind of get hyper fixated on certain things and I will just go down rabbit holes and learn everything, especially about like finance, business, investing, all the different styles of investing and forms of investing, also self-help, self-development, becoming the best person I can be, health, wellness, fitness, all of those things I love, and I love to consistently learn. So I always try to be consistently learning new things. And then I also feel like recently becoming more creative and just doing things without trying to make it be perfect has brought a little bit of a spark back, I feel like. So that's something I definitely want to lean into more, like with like art and crafts and creating content, all those things, instead of trying to make it be perfect. I feel like there's beauty in the imperfection, and I feel like it just makes me feel like connected and like grounded into who I am. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna keep doing. I heard you talk about meditation on TikTok and was curious if it helps. Yes, I love meditation. Meditation is definitely a core part of my life at this point. I think that it can help anyone. It definitely helps me regulate my nervous system. It helps me stay calm. It helps me stay grounded. It gets rid of my anxiety and depression really, really well, which is so nice. I mean, it's not like the only tool I will use, but if I'm feeling anxious, a good meditation always helps. And I also think it's cool that there are different forms of meditation you can take. So I'm personally trained in transcendental meditation, which is so good. I also love doing like guided meditations on YouTube, or like listening to sounds of nature and just sitting with my thoughts, noticing where I'm carrying tension in my body and just releasing it. Also, if you're into like building a relationship with God, you can meditate on a scripture or just sit with God. And I feel like that's a form of meditation that's really good. But honestly, meditation altogether, it will help anyone. It can change your life in a sense. It's so, so good for you. I also have noticed when I'm meditating consistently, I do way better under pressure. So that's a benefit. Somebody said, "How are you so beautiful?" That's so sweet. I love you so much. What is a goal you have that intimidates you the most? That's a good one. I have so many big goals that really intimidate me, but one that I've been thinking about recently that I'm very intimidated about it because I don't know if it's even possible or what the regulations behind it is, but I would love, once I have like a really big business and a very successful business and I have access to a lot of capital, I would love to go to another country or into an area of the world that doesn't have the best economy, where people are struggling a lot. And instead of just doing like typical charity, I almost said therapy, instead of doing typical charity, like handout charity, I would love to start some sort of business where I could employ people that live there, like locals, and help them get on their feet, help them build a life for themselves, and help them provide for their families and stuff. I feel like that would be so cool, and it would be such a good way to give back for so many reasons. But you're literally pulling someone out of poverty, or like multiple people. I feel like that would be really, really cool. So hopefully I can do that when I get very successful. What's been your favorite part of being in your 20s so far? I love being in my 20s. It has been the most transformative time of my life in such a short amount of time, because I'm only 22 years old, but so much has changed from 20 to 22. And I feel like it's just gonna keep getting bigger and better, and I'm gonna keep learning. But honestly, the thing that I have really, really, really loved the most is the fact that when you get into your 20s, I feel like you have a chance to fully restart. You get to decide who you are, how you show up in the world, the standards you have, the way you carry yourself, the people you're around, the things that you allow in your life, your morals, who you want to be, how you want to act, and like the whole lifestyle. You have this fresh start, and you can be anyone and have whoever you want in your life. And I feel like that's so cool. It gives you so much control because you literally have a blank slate that you can build in any direction that you want. And it's so cool. Like, that sounds a little intimidating, I feel like, but it's so cool because you it's your life, you know? Drop a hot take. Okay, I have a lot of hot takes. I don't know how extreme we want to be today, so I'm going to say I think people are too quick to create opinions about things that they actually don't have any facts or any like knowledge of what actually happened. People are so quick to create opinions about situations and people and all these things, not based on fact, but based on what people in their lives are telling them to believe, or people that they typically agree with on the internet are telling them to believe, without looking at situations as a whole and being like, okay, what's going on this side? What's going on this side? Like, what happened? And find facts for yourself and create your own opinion. I feel like that's very smart thing to do. And every single situation, there's so much nuance to it. And so I feel like you have to kind of understand a situation as a whole before you can actually create a valid opinion. And people are just so quick to be throwing their opinions around about things, and then they start getting facts or things, like hearing things, and then they start spreading it that aren't even true. Like, the amount of times you can just scroll on TikTok and you see someone say something very confidently and they're like, this is fact, like whatever, and then you go into the comments and everybody's like, yeah, that's facts, yeah, 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 but then you go and do like 2 minutes of research outside of that, and you can find out that what they were saying is completely false, is crazy. So I feel like, yes, understanding nuance and realizing that there are two sides to every story, and that people can say things very confidently, but it doesn't mean that it's always true. So finding out the truth for yourself and then deciding what you believe is something that should definitely come back. I also feel like listening to people and having conversations with people that you don't typically agree with on all situations is so helpful because you kind of humanize each other and you start to understand why each other believe different things. And I feel like that's definitely something that humans need. How did you grow your self confidence? I love this question. I've been on such a long journey of growing my self confidence and creating a stable foundation. The place I would honestly recommend you start is just start showing yourself proof that you are who you say you are. Get really clear on who you want to be, what you believe in, your morals, the type of life that you would like to live, and then show yourself proof that you are that person. Like if you live a healthy, or if you say you want to live a healthy lifestyle, start making better choices with your diet, start taking care of your body more. If you say you are a kind, outgoing person, be kind, be friendly, talk to people, introduce yourself to people, like all those things. I feel like you can literally decide who you are and then just start showing yourself proof that you are who you say you are and who you want to be. And I feel like once you kind of step into that, you automatically just grow confidence because you start to love the person that you are. I also love the saying that's like, you are the only person you are 100% guaranteed to spend the rest of your life with. So why spend it hating who you are? Because you are the only person you have, and you can build yourself to be better. You can change things, you can grow, you can develop, you can evolve. So you might as well evolve into someone that you love to be and that you are happy being. I could go on and on about this because it is something I'm very passionate about. And I also think that learning what true self confidence is very important. And I feel like the definition for me honestly continues to evolve and change a bit as I get older and as I get further into this journey. Because when I first started out, I thought the most confident people were like people that are very loud about their confidence, people that were very like, I'm so hot and I know it, I'm so confident, I'm so cool, I'm so this. But if they're telling you that, and if they have to tell you that they're confident, I don't feel like, at least right now, I don't feel like that is actually someone who's confident. Like if I felt the need to go around and be like, I'm so confident, I feel like it's because I want people to think I am, to try and make me feel like I am. But if you're truly confident, you're going to walk in who you are and walk through your life secure, because it doesn't matter if they think you're confident or not. You know that you are, right? Anyways, that is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next Monday. Love you. Bye.